In this video, we're going to review one method for changing out the ribber yarn. So you've been ribbing and you want to switch to a different yarn. Maybe this is your project yarn, you want to put waste yarn on, or you want to do stripes, or for any other number of reasons, you want to know how to switch the yarn while the ribber is in place. The first step is to crank until the main mark is around 6 o'clock. The next thing that I do is unwind my yarn from the yarn feeder, and then I actually move it back out of the way just for a minute. Now I cut off my regular project yarn, leave about a foot of yarn, and then set up your next color of yarn, your next yarn, in your yarn mast. And then don't put it through the yarn feeder yet. Instead, you're just going to take the two ends and tie them together. Okay. Now, you're going to take your latch tool and you're going to reach up under the cylinder. You're going to be outside of your knitting. Okay, but reach up under the cylinder and insert the latch tool right at the main mark. So I've just inserted my latch tool right at the main mark. And then I'm going to loop my yarn over, make sure your latch closes, and pull it straight down. Okay. And then I'm going to put a weighted clip at the bottom. So I've got the knot in my hand where the two pieces tied together, and I'm putting the weighted clip at the end. Now, we're not going to use this new yarn for a minute. We do want to continue using our regular project yarn for a minute. So what I'm going to do is exactly like if I were knitting color work, I'm going to hand place the yarn for these few needles until my main mark gets just in front of the break in the yarn feeder. Okay, so I'm going to feed this with my left hand. Try not to get in the way of the camera. I'm going to go very slowly. I'm going to watch to make sure the yarn is catching each of those needles and the ribber needles. Right here, I see I almost dropped this needle. You need to be careful that you're not accidentally pulling up those cylinder needles, the latches. Okay, so here I am right at the first needle after the main mark. I don't know if you can see this, but this is the first ribber needle right after the main mark. So I'm going to pull my initial yarn so that it's still, I have to reach under there a little bit. So that it's going to be caught on that needle, and my new yarn is going to be caught on that needle. Then I go ahead and thread my yarn through my yarn feeder like usual. So it's now coming up from the cone. Then I adjust my yarn feeder, make sure all of your needles are still, your latches are open. Tighten that down. I'm going to watch and make sure my next couple of needles catch. Yep, they did. And so now I have switched over to my new color of yarn right there. So that is how I do it. Again, there might be better methods, but that is one method for how to change over the colors of yarn while you have the ripper attached. I hope that helps. Happy knitting.
Visit us at deanandbean.com and please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.